You're watching AOTA Inspire Talks. I'm your host, Aliza Ross, and I'm joined today by board member Vikram Pagpatan. Vic, hi, nice to see you.
Hey, Lisa. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you too. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. As Mondays can go, I'm doing definitely well.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
I'm happy to see that you were both kind of tuning in via Zoom from our homes.
that's right.
And I can't wait to see you in person
I'm so
at
excited.
AOTA Inspire
Super excited.
2023.
I think
Yeah,
I think we're all zoomed out, Lisa. To be honest, I'm just looking forward to sunshine, like being from
yes,
the East Coast in New York, and I'm looking forward to a lot of hello, hey, Lisa, nice to meet you finally. Yeah,
exactly. It's that
yeah,
connection. We need
correct,
that connection.
correct,
Yes,
correct.
yes. Now, you and I saw each other at the Mental Health Specialty Conference
Yes, we did.
towards the end of 2022, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in April.
Likewise, yeah,
And yeah, and I know that you've been to a conference before.
yes.
Can you tell me what you're looking forward to most about this year's program?
Oh, I'm so excited, Lisa. I mean, when we met at Columbus, Ohio, at the mental health conference, I think we had just a great, natural, long conversation about just everything to do with OT, coffee, I think it was, and just also the vendors and the resources available at the mental health conference. So, in regards to Inspire, I'm so looking forward to just, you know, informal conversations, the intentionality of getting together and just embracing our scopes, embracing our experiences. um, there's no comparison to networking as compared to a national professional conference like the AOT Inspire conference coming up. I'm just really looking forward to again being in the presence of like-minded individuals and really sharing in the wealth of experience.
You're absolutely right. I can't wait for those happenstance conversations.
Yeah,
They just don't happen on the virtual sphere.
correct.
Yeah, it'll
Absolutely.
be great to do that in person again.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned diversity of experiences, and I know that you're now a board member. You're a fairly new board member. You started your term back in July of 22,
Correct.
and you've been a volunteer at AOTA for quite some time, and you
Right.
have a number of passions. Can you talk about how your passion for diversity of experience plays into conference?
Sure, sure. I think it really stemmed from also meeting an amazing set of individuals that is the AOTA DEI committee. I think that first interaction and almost a couple months later, just embracing our experiences and kind of really allowing us to become very practical in action-based items. So when we talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, and thinking about AOTA's mission and vision, embracing our diversity is a very first step. And that's quite important because if you don't have that, then you don't have competency and you don't have awareness, nor do you have humility. So just looking at the wealth of information of the presentations that are going to be at AOT Inspire, it is so exciting, Elisa. It's almost in the essence of we're embracing more of the non-traditional, somewhat underrepresented topics, borderline taboo even, and kind of embracing our value. We're saying that we're here and we can do a little bit more than just the traditional areas of what OT is known for. So just that intentionality of embracing diversity through scholarship, through networking, through all the events at the upcoming AOT Inspire conference, I'm super stoked. I mean, just again, I can't wait to get my coffee and just get right online or try to get a good seat. Not in the middle, but towards the front, but not too far back. Just that good sweet spot. And yeah, I'm looking forward to all the amazing presentations, poster sessions, and also again the informal chats that you have while waiting for a cup of coffee with your colleagues.
Awesome. Can you compare and contrast some of the differences of this year's Inspire program, especially as far as diversity is concerned, with that of past years?
Sure, sure. I think diversity has always been a major thread within AOTA, but I think now more than ever, there's a whole new wave of OT leaders, OT and OTA leaders, excuse me, in regards to just embracing the topics that they really want to discuss and really want to present. So the intentionality behind uplifting and supporting OTA students, OTD students, young academics, senior academics, full-blown researchers, to really think about the alternative threads of scholarship and the alternative threads of advancing our scope of practice is huge. So just the lineup of presentations and the lineup of posters that are about to be presented just in a few months at AOTA Inspire 2023 is quite exciting. As compared to the past, again, we're becoming more comfortable in our own skin as a profession. And I think we're really kind of setting the stage for other allied health professions to follow suit when it comes to just, again, acknowledging the importance of diversity for not only our patient populations, but also ourselves as clinicians.
Yeah. You're also in the classroom.
Yeah.
And so you work with students quite a bit. Perhaps they've asked you this question as well. When you think about yourself and your career trajectory, you're now a seasoned practitioner, seasoned clinician. And what would you say to yourself as a new practitioner? How would you encourage your younger self to get involved at AOTA, perhaps?
Sure. Take the first step. I know it's oversimplified, at least I know it sounds little, cookie cutter, but take the first step. I think the first step is the most intimidating when it comes to scholarship, leadership. Volunteering within AOTA is quite intimidating. Just the idea, well, am I good enough? Am I just a token, or do my experiences really bring wealth to the table? Am I allowed at the table, and can I speak at the table? I can go on and on, but if I would tell my younger self, would be to take the first step and believe in your own capacities. You've chosen this profession. Now you have a professional responsibility to advance this profession, not just earn a paycheck or not just provide care and go home for the day. So it's a beautiful stake. It's almost like an agent of social change. We have a huge stake in kind of making things better within our own fields, if that makes sense, or in our own possibilities. So again, take the first step, whether it's volunteering with the AOTA, you know what, submitting an abstract at an upcoming conference, go for it. Seek out mentorship at the upcoming conferences. Work with other individuals that have presented or share similar insights, values, and principles on your interest of it and topic areas. So I think the first step is always the hardest, but after that, it's gravy.
What was your first step?
My first step, honestly, was, again, getting into academia was very intimidating, but at the same time, I'm thinking, well, I don't consider myself a researcher. Long ago, I consider myself a clinician. I know how to work with a variety of populations. I've been trained to work with a variety of populations. And when you do so for a long number of years, you don't consider yourself a active contributor of research. You might be, a spectator, or you might be someone who values research. But again, the very first thing that I technically did was I submitted a proposal for a state conference. And that platform, as supportive as it was a great confidence builder for the next platform, which is AOTA. So again, we have the Children and Youth Specialty Conference. We have the Mental Health Conference, which was huge this last year in Columbus, Ohio. And then we have upcoming Inspire. So again, there's multiple ways of getting involved within our profession. But I think a great way to really build your confidence is get involved in the conferences. Either absorb the wealth of information or definitely add to it.
In terms of where one can find resources, we know that there's the AOTA Inspire website, which shows all the program for Inspire. But let's say that you're interested in getting involved, perhaps in a scholarly way. How would someone find or know where to look for those kinds of resources?
Sure. I think one thing that we definitely are is a network of sharing. I think we're definitely open to sharing information as a profession, and as a community, we love to advance others when it comes to, I had a rough path. Let me make it just a tad bit easier for you. So what I really did kind of point the direction to for a lot of my mentees was community. If possible, we love to like and retweet. We love to use hashtags. Why don't we have a conversation with a shared language? So platforms like community or the specialty groups within AOTA, the multiple committees that you can get involved in, again, through volunteering. is a great way to really kind of feel comfortable in your own skin when it comes to, again, getting involved actively in the conference. But community is an amazing way. Just post the question, and by the time you take a nap, you have a thread, a thread of information that you would have to go through it. Just again, as if you're swiping through social media, use AOTA as a part of your social networking media.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And I promise I did not, plant that seed there for community.
No.
It is a fantastic resource, and it's an online forum where members can speak with members about anything. So we invite everyone to post on community. Yeah, it's terrific. Yeah. Well, Vic, I am so looking forward to seeing you in person at AOTA Inspire.
Likewise, Lisa.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks
like
so
you said, we're looking forward to those happenstance connections. We're looking forward to helping someone potentially launch their career and who is a new practitioner, get used to the scholarly research that one needs in order to present, and get used to starting to volunteer, even in those small ways. Volunteers are emphatically sought for AOTA Inspire itself. Right. So thank you for helping to highlight that point. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for watching AOTA Inspire Talks, a limited video series as we approach the largest occupational therapy event in the calendar year. That's AOTA Inspire. This year in Kansas City, Missouri, April 20th to 23rd, 2023. Register and learn more at inspire.aota.org.